Hi everyone, so I'm doing my torque mount today on my XC60 T6. This is the second one I've done of these. The first one I did about 80,000 kilometers ago was with the OEM Volvo part. It's normal for these things to have a gap right and left. Generally the gap isn't as big as that, and certainly there's no normal gap above them. You can see there's a split above them. The one I replaced before was actually split this bit of rubber as well, but this has now developed the line above, which means it's letting go. On the right hand side the gap's got a lot bigger, same on the left, which you can't see. So I've noticed a bit of a little bit of a shudder or something when I decelerate. I'm suspecting it's this. I recently did the the other engine mount under this, which removed a noise that I had, but been going really well. But I've been left with this, and I think this is time to be fixed. But this time I'm not actually using the Volvo part. I've actually sourced a part off, I think it was Amazon, I'm not sure, which looks slightly different. I'll show you. So I'm giving this one a go. Now. It's got a solid insert. There's no gaps around it at all. It still flexes and does what it's supposed to be doing. So we'll see how that one goes. I can't see why it wouldn't work. So let's go and fit it. So today I'm following the same as I did before, which is the Vita instructions here. It's pretty straightforward really. I'm just removing that reservoir. That just one bolt pulls out, and then it's just literally those two bolts there for the actual torque mount, and that's obviously torqued to 110 Newton meters. So yep, see how we go. So this is just an 8mm socket. This one will come out, and then once you've got that out, it'll actually literally be, you release that little clip there, which I can't do one-handed, but you release that clip there and this whole reservoir will lift up. Yeah, so this looks trickier than it is, but just literally I put a screwdriver down in there, just pushed it off the lip a bit, and then once it's pushed off there, it'll actually, the whole thing will just slide up and come off. So it should be as simple as that. So I've also just unplugged the little sensor here, just to give myself a bit more room to get to these guys here, which will take a 15mm socket, and we'll just crack those off, and then the bar will actually lift straight out and we can drop the new one in. There we go, so bolts are out. It's a longer one at the front, and the shorter one came from the back. This guy now just will pull out. So looking at it, it's definitely worn, not totally through, but fair bit of give in there now. So it could be what I'm feeling. There's a fair bit of thing. As I said, it's normal for the left and right, looking at that, to have the little slits, but definitely not normal to have it above the top and the bottom, which I've got. So I suspect she's on her way out. She's pretty old, and there is a fair bit of give in that. So as opposed to this new guy, he's solid right through. There's a much firmer flex in there, so it should just be a matter of yeah, dropping it back in. It fits like that, and we'll whack the new bolts, or the old bolts, back into the right spot, long in the front, short in the back, and then we'll torque them up again. 15mm socket. Pretty sure it said 110 Newton meters. That's right, so we'll do that. So I've managed to wind those in by hand. So they're both hand tight at the moment. I'm about to put the torque wrench onto them now, 110. Just pointing out that there's no need to actually obviously support the engine or anything. This just drops in and sits there, as opposed to that mount there, which I did a little while ago. I didn't do a video on that. That had actually collapsed, and there was a bit of noise, which has since been resolved. You do need to support the engine from underneath if you do attempt that mount. I did that with a couple of jacks underneath, and it was quite straightforward in the end. But this one is so easy. This is literally a 5-minute job if you find yourself wanting to do it yourself. So there we are, bolts are in. I'll just torque them up and we'll be right. There we go. So she's set to pretty much the max of my wrench, 110, which is a fair bit of pressure. So there you go, she's torqued in. Both bolts are done. Now we just slide that back on. Make sure I reattach the fitting here first. And that's it. it's literally a 5-minute job. Looks a whole lot better. We'll see how she goes. And obviously don't forget to drop the little fella back in here, 8mm socket, give him a nip up, all good. So yep, just double checking, making sure all the pipes are where they came from, and everything's tucked back where it was supposed to come from, and that's it. I'll yep, take it for a spin. So just to clarify something I said earlier, so the replacement part I actually got it from eBay in the end. I can put the link below if people want to see how it goes. That was it. I don't know how it will go, but I figure for a part like this it's consumable. I'm prepared to try something different. Normally I always insist on Volvo parts, but in this case, this one here didn't seem to do terribly well. It is very, very soft now in the middle, and I suspect that's what's been my issue. As I said, the last one I had was actually split through there as well, but the other one I've just put in seems a lot firmer. I've heard that some people replace them with the polymer ones, which can be a bad idea because you actually want some give. You don't want to transfer all that vibration from your engine block into your cabin. So it does need to give a bit, but this one is particularly soft now. So I suspect it's just worn out. So anyway, I'll report back in a few months and we'll see what the replacement one from eBay, how that one fares. Thanks guys.